Good evening. If you have just tuned in, it's Riles on the Dials presenting Turntables. My two guests, Alan Clarke and Margaret Grand. And we've also got a phone guest, Paul Russell, who's a landlord of... Paul, what was the pub?
The City Arms.
The City Arms. Thank you very much indeed. He's there, just to prove that he's still on the line. Alan.
Oh, thank you very much.
Sorry about that.
Name change.
Oh, well, it's very... I tell you why, the next record is the guy who wrote it called Andy. Alan.
I don't know, I mean, you can just see him on top of the pops pouting, can't you, and sort of fluffing his hair up to this one. Again, a bit bland for me. Yeah, it'd probably be a hit, you know. All his other records are, aren't they?
Would you buy it?
Certainly not.
Right. What sort of music do you listen to yourself?
It's a wide spectrum, really. I mean, I've got records going back about, you know, stuff from the 40s even. I mean, I'm not old enough to remember it, but I like it. I even play it with the band, you know. A lot of the stuff we do is 40s, 50s, 60s music, you know, all sort of black, blues, R&B, boogie-woogie, everything, you know.
Right.
That's the sort of music I've always liked.
So what sort of stuff does, you mentioned black boogie-woogie, is that all moving target play? No,
we do 3 or 4 originals as well, you know, but we cover such a wide, it doesn't sound the same. I mean, we do from sort of Wynonie Harris and Louis Jordan stuff from the mid-40s right up to Al Green stuff in the early 70s, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the sort of stuff I listen to as well.
Oh, good. Do all the band listen to a similar style of music?
No, I think Perry the keyboard player is very much into jazz. And Martin McVie, the guitarist, is very much into Jimi Hendrix and stuff like that. So, you know, it comes out not sounding like the originals at all, really.
Mm-hmm.
It's more sort of adapt it into our own thing, you know.
Right. So you think Rod Stewart's a little bit bland. Margaret?
So I usually try and get blues bands into the pub.
You just picked my next question. I was going to say that's why you took Moving Target, wasn't
it? Yeah. But, Alan plays really good harmonica, and I mean he's probably one of the best harmonica players in the area.
It's gone all red now, you know.
I'm sure he has. So he's really known as Belly Boy Clarke.
Belly Boy Clarke, I like it. Okay, so we've got your vote, Paul. You liked it. Alan?
Yes, I'm now called Snake Hips, actually, if you don't mind. I slimmed down. Right, you want me to review this record, do you? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see, it's obviously a UB40 rip-off. I mean, but having said that, it's still a pretty good record. Although I'm always a bit worried about songs that have only got 2 chords in them, which that did. It tends to get a bit monotonous eventually. But it's the, you know, it is the 2 chords that are used in all reggae songs anyway.
Mm-hmm. I've often had this argument with people because I used to present a reggae show and they turn around and say, all reggae's the same. Well, it's just like somebody saying to you, all blues is the same. I mean, it's just
not. At least blues has got 3 chords.
Yes, but you know the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah,
I mean, every reggae is different, although it uses the same chords as the way it's...
Yeah, but as I say, having said that, I still think it's a pretty good record anyway. I mean, I'll bob around the front room to it with the wife. Mm-hmm. Well, she could bob around the front room now. She's too heavily pregnant now, but otherwise...
So you
Good evening, darling, by the way.
You do other things besides collecting records, right? Yeah. Margaret? No. Okay, then Alan, you go first.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is... I know it's produced by Tony Mansfield, who used to have a band called New Music about 2 or 3 years ago. I think they split up now. And I think he's concentrating more on production, but he's great, and the band was great, New Music, but this song is a bit average.
Is it just because it's a Christmas song you don't like it?
No, not particularly. I mean, I do like the production on it. I like everything that the bloke does, but Captain Sensible just sort of washes over me and stuff. You know, you hear it on the radio all the time. I mean, he's very popular, but not with me. Although, as I say, his producer he's great.
Mm-hmm. Paul, tell me what you do for a living.
I'm a landlord.
Oh.
Got the City Arms in the middle of Canterbury.
Oh, well, I'll be down for a free... What do you serve? Is it Frems?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be down. Love that beer. It's great. Do you get bands in your pub?
Yeah, well, I do actually. I have got Moving Targets on the 5th of December.
Oh, yeah.
We're doing a Caribbean evening. Mm-hmm. And we're all going to be dressing up.
Oh, I.
I'm going to have half my beard shaved off for charity.
You're mad. You're mad. Well, stay on the line, Paul. We'll talk to you in a moment. Andy. Andy?
into the studio. And,
I wonder why.
Yeah, probably because he's married to Claudia Yates, yeah. I think I disagree with Margaret. It's very distinctively, it is the Boomtown Rats, and I like
Oh
that.
yeah,
You know,
it's Bob Geldof, but
yeah.
it's not. I don't think
I
it's
like
as
that.
dynamic.
It's, you know, I like the fact, you know, that it sounds like them. Whether I like it or not, yeah, I think it's grown on me since I saw. I mean, that's the second time I've heard it, and the first time I thought it was pretty average, and I've just heard it again, and it's grown a bit. So possibly if it gets enough airplay,
Man.
yeah, you know, it should get in the charts. Hopefully, because they've not had a hit for a long time, have they?
No, I think the
But
last
they've
one
had
was...
3 or 4 records out recently, or within the past couple of years, that have died.
Was it Banana Republic was their last hit?
Yeah, well, that was a long time ago, wasn't
A long time.
Yeah.
78,
Yeah.
79?
Yeah.
Something like that.
And they're good. I mean, I used to like their stuff, yeah.
I tell you what I liked about it was the catch, Dave.
Yeah,
Dave,
it
that
definitely
I thought was
grows.
good.
It's a grower.
That's a grower. Alan.
Yeah, John Martin. It is John Martin, isn't it? Yeah. No, I always find John Martin stuff, he's sort of contriving to be meaningful, if you know what I mean. He's, just not for me, thanks, no. It's a lovely song. Butchered.
Right, thank you very much indeed, Paul. I'm sorry to cut you short, but we've just got time for a couple more. Alan.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for a bit of a melody, so that was quite melodic, so I like that one. Anybody wants to come down and see Moving Targets, I can come and see it on Thursday night at Albury's, and I'll be down the City Arms in 10 minutes.
Thank you both for, actually thank the three of you very much indeed. Paul, who's got the City Arms, and also Margaret, who came in, and Alan. It's been Turntables.
London, as Alan puts on his thinking cap to find out why should a bulb go mouldy. The answer after the latest news, weather and travel from Radio London.
BBC Radio London News at 2 o'clock. This is Charles Murray. The South African ambassador has been summoned to the Foreign Office this afternoon. He'll be asked by a Foreign Office Minister, Richard Luce, to explain his government statement that 4 South Africans who are on bail on arms smuggling charges will not be returning to Britain. The statement was made last night by the South African Foreign Minister as a reprisal for Britain's failure to evict anti-apartheid activists from the British consulate in Durban. The 6 have been staging a sit-in for 11 days. A 16-year-old schoolboy from Carshalton has become the latest patient to receive a new heart at Papworth Hospital near Cambridge. Vincent James Hill is said to be in a satisfactory condition after the transplant operation yesterday. A Whitehall memo which says Hackney Council is likely to go to court reveals a cover-up over government cash for housing. The document, which has been leaked, shows Hackney Council was deprived of £9 million and the Greater London Council lost £32 million. This was the reaction from GLC leader Ken Livingstone.
The memorandum is dated the first week of May. It's now almost 4 months on from that. And they knew that the money had been withheld from London councils, that it was worsening the housing problems, and they've done nothing to try and rectify it. So we will be looking at whether or not we can go to court now, both to gain access to the detailed documents and to see if we can use the courts to get the money restored to London.
The miners' leader, Arthur Scargill, has had a series of meetings to win more support from the miners' strike. He went to the House of Commons to see the Labour Party leader Neil Kinnock and the opposition spokesman on energy Stan Orme. Later, Mr Scargill and senior colleagues went to Congress House to see leaders of the transport unions. Miners' pickets in South Wales have been trying to stop convoys of lorries carrying coal and iron ore supplies to the Llanwern steelworks. They took up positions on bridges along the M4 motorway. Police say blocks of concrete were hurled down onto the vehicles. The Soviet leader, President Shevchenko, has made a strong attack on the United States. He accused the Americans of preparing for war and of not wanting normal relations between East and West. Our correspondent in Moscow says Mr. Shevchenko's speech is not being seen as a considered reply to President Reagan's call for new moves to end tension between the two superpowers. It's believed that will come when the Soviet Foreign Minister, Andrei Gromyko, addresses the United Nations later this week. The West German government says an aircraft worker held on suspicion of spying may have passed details to the Russians about one of NATO's future combat fighters. The plane, the Tornado, is being developed by the British, Italian and West German companies. The forecasters say it'll be rather cloudy with a few sunny intervals and an occasional shower this afternoon. It'll be quite cold too. Highest temperature around 14 degrees centigrade, 57 Fahrenheit. Then tonight will be dry. Lowest temperature around 4 centigrade, 45 Fahrenheit. Radio London News, it's 3 minutes past 2.
Good afternoon. Well, roadworks are causing a fair bit of trouble in and around London at the moment. One of the main trouble spots is Tottenham High Road near the junction with West Green Road, with traffic now tailing back to Elmhurst Park for 1.5 miles. It's also very congested on the New Kings Road southbound, and on the A40 Western Avenue, roadworks are causing delays on the westbound carriageway. Also in West London, there's a burst water main in Greenford Avenue at the junction with Framfield Avenue, but there's a local diversion in operation there, so there shouldn't be too many delays. Finally, in Woolwich at Wellington Street at the junction with John Wilson Street, traffic lights are out of action, so take care there. Ali Strickland, 206 Travel, that's the RAC.
486 7744